Yeah, that's what we would do. We'll have words. Okay, we're going to go ahead and move on to our stuff here and our design stuff because Super Nintendo is not playing nicely right now. But we will get it working. I will get it working. I will figure out what's going on. And more than likely, it's going to be one of those things where it literally is just turn it off and turn it back on type thing. But we could try that, or we can just go on with this. We can go on with this, I think. Why would a church send a bill? Are they getting greedy? No, it does happen, is my understanding. If someone out there has ever had that happen to them, let us know. When writing out your design, do you write out your story? There is a lot of story into it. We do have some story into it. We started putting some stuff in there, you know. So where did we put it here? Zoom out here. So we do start writing. There's a lot of writing stuff. Like here's what an alternate opening. Like well, how are we going to open up the game and things like that. Then there's did a couple of those. We did some gameplay. We did some different things. It's just little things because I really once I have this, we have that we have our maps, we have all the stuff because this is all stuff that we'll get to where it's the advice from our and abilities and wisdom that we get from our ancestors who are in the family crypt. But we have the basic story. Right now, it's just a basic story. Kid goes to run an errand, a faraway errand for his grandfather. He comes back and his grandfather's gone. So he sets out to try to find his grandfather. That is the basic story. I hope that answers your question. People that are new, please add at YourJoy at the beginning of when you have a question for me because I miss it. I'll miss your question if you don't do that. So yeah, so we started mapping that kind of stuff out, and yeah. So right now we're working on the town, so we can pull up our town. It is a happy, fun town. No, right now we're in the village. The brown buildings are buildings we have finished. The square ones are ones we still have to do. So if we go back and look at our design, we need, what do we need? We need to pull it up further up the road. Okay, so we need did we do, I thought we did. Okay, blacksmith, we moved up there. Blacksmith, carpenter, clothing, barber. I thought we did the barber. I think we only have candle pottery, and the school. So let's take a look again. Yeah, so we need candle pottery in the school. Candle pottery, school, and then town hall. Oh, we don't have a walkway to the town hall. We'll work on that too. My fun. Okay, where are we at? My time is more than 10%. Yes, I believe your time is worth more than 10%. I would chuckle and throw it out. Why would church send a bill? Some do. I don't know if it's greedy. I don't think it's greedy. I think it's just the way they've settled it. I just was surprised when my friend told me that he got a bill. Carnage, thank you very much for the subprime. A funny move. It's Christianity. You tithe your money if you can. Yeah, that's the way I understood it. But well, Big Ox. I'm not sure what I did, but you're welcome. When writing out my design, do you write? Oh, okay, yeah, for that. Yeah, no problem. that's what we're here for, is to talk about this stuff. So sorry, Big Ox, I didn't realize you were the one that asked that question. It's, if you go back to the first 3 days in the YouTube thing, you'll see that this started out as something else. We weren't going to make a game on this channel, but it started out with a question of how would you, if you did, and this is where we got. Okay, that's not a good thing. Sorry, I just looked right and saw that I left a bowl out. Mhm. So we're going to continue on, and we're going to make our next building. We have some very, very pretty buildings. We have, this is our barber shop with all the little places where you get your house cut. We have our clothing shop where they can make clothing and then buy clothing off the racks. We have the blacksmith, where he has his blacksmith kilns over here, but he also has places where he can bring horses in, even though I've been informed the blacksmiths do not bring horses into the blacksmith shop. This is a new innovative blacksmith. He wants to try new things, so right now he does. This is a bakery, I believe. Yes, this is a bakery. So he comes in, he has all of his ovens, and he has a table here where he puts all of his goods out, where you can come in and bake and bake. This is a butcher. So he has his butcher counters where he chops up the foods and puts it out to eat. This is a boarding house. Because we have a mine, we need a boarding house where people come to visit the miners. It is very nice. Let's turn the walls off so it looks pretty. There, now it looks pretty. And these are the peoples that work in the boarding house. We has the restaurant, because if you have a boarding house, you need a restaurant because people need to go eat, and because there's so many people around, we need foods. Mm-hmm. Do you have croissants? We do, but they're not very good. So the bakery is, they're brand new at baking. You know, they can make basic bread. I don't know if he specializes in hooves. He specializes in horseshoes. So, and then this is our grocery store. We have these grocery store, and then we have the stable, and it is where we go because we need to be stable. No, this is where we put the horses and stuff. Assuming we're going to have horses, because this can also be a car park if we make it into a different kind. We haven't decided what kind of world this is yet. We're just deciding the things that we're kind of need, and some of these may even change and disappear. So, and then this final one here, this is what is this one again? This is our carpenters. So these are all the carpenter's tools, and he makes stuff and makes beds and tables and chairs and all that stuff. So you can go and buy them there or that. That is called a furrier then. The bread is also good, maybe, but what do you mean by that is called a farrier then? I do not know the definition of the word farrier. And I'm not sure if you're even talking to me because there's no ear toy on there. So what I will do is I will go here and I will look up the word meaning. A craftsman who trims the shoes and horses' hooves. Okay. A farrier. Okay, got it. Speaking to you in the chat. Okay, cool. So a farrier is a craftsman who trims and shoes horses' hooves. So, but our blacksmith has to make them. So that's cool. I did not know that word. Now we know the word. Okay, let's go to here again. Go back to our village. Now we're going to me pull this over here so I'm not looking all wobbles. We're going to build oh, it's just a candle shop, so it's tiny. Candle shops can be tiny. Let's get that out of the background because it's going to distract. Okay. We need a tiny candle shop. So we go to our rooms. The rooms inside our village, and we need a candle shop room. RM. RM candle. Okay, we need to do all of our settings so that he's happy. Start him off as a, we'll say 200 by 200 for now. I'm not sure the candle shop needs to be all that big. We'll see. Lose it. Ah, there it is. Okay, here's our candle shop. We set our views up. Enable views. Make this visible. Need our numbers. Okay, come back over here. Okay, boop, 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 boop. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, no, that's something else. Oh, there it is. Room settings. Okay, so we're going to go with this room at a 200 by 200. Camera properties. 288 by 216. That's going to be that. Our camera size. Width is going to be 864, 648. Come down here. This is going to be 144 and 108. And we're going to do, I did not see what that was, so sorry. There was something else I needed to do that I forgot about. Let me go back and do it. It would be on the other screen. Daily text stuff. This was something someone suggested, and I'm going to do it because I'm not sure. Okay, let me just put that up there. Oh, that's not going to work. Need a Discord thingy. There. We'll put that up there. Somebody asked for that the other day, and I'm like, okay, I remember, and then I forgot. So, all right, so this is all set. Now we go and build our little shoppy shop. We make this 16 by 16. Okay, that's good. And now we need to go to our this. We need to add a tile set below the instance. Add that tile set over here. Okay, we have a tile set. This is going to be a quick run because it's a pretty tiny room. So let's do a fill. Tiny room. It is a tiny room. I need to get my mathematics worked out here real quick. Go here, and what I need to do is this. If we go, Okay. It helps if I can actually type, doesn't it? Okay, so we do that, then we do a what I'm basically doing is I'm making an array real quick because I keep doing this. I want to make sure that our buildings are sized correctly because if you look at the building there, you'll see that on the right side of the layout, there is a problem. And I think it's because I made it 200 by 200. So what I'm doing is I'll make it 208 by 208, and that should fix this outer edge right here because it's not on a matrix. So we'll go back to our room design here. Oh wow, my brain just went all kinds of blank. Background. Okay, well I guess I'm gonna have to fix it later because I don't. Hmm. The properties of the room. Oh, okay. There it is. So if we make it 208, 08 by 208, which is a division of 16. There, now we have full blocks. That's good. Okay. Now I can tolerate it. Just kidding. And we have a door open at the top, so let's go. Oops, center one. Do that. We need we need some small heating things so that they can keep warm wax to make things with. Yep, so they have their heating things. They need some tables. Go to our instance, grab our objects, grab some chairs and some tables. They need a display counter, which we'll build here in a second. And then they have the education tables and the cooling tables. Oops, that's not going to work. We'll move this closer. Gotta be able to walk through there. That's a little better. Do the same thing on the other side. We'll make it asymmetrical just for fun. And back toward this. This is their little display table thing of waxworks that they've done. Okay, so we basically have our candle maker. Candle makers making candles. Okay, now we need to build a new one. We need a new instance, which is for walls. Walls. We got us some walls. Can you see that? Yeah, okay, let me see if I can make it a little bit easier to see by pulling all this stuff around. And Okay. Yeah, that's seeable. Okay. All right, so we got that. We're going to put in our walls, which is where our wall objects. And this will be, and why, I could have swore I made this 16 by 16, but I guess it didn't hold. Okay. Do the outer walls of our building. Okay, there's that. Walls are there. Now we need to put in our warp block. And turn this off so we can put it halfway. We want to put our door block in there. Yep. Sorry, we need to go back to the instance. Tile set. What I'm looking for is this one. Yeah, this will work. Okay, there's our candle shop. Let's go back to the village here real quick, and we need to get some numbers for our candle shop. My block is gone. Oh, let's see. Maybe I'm looking at the wrong one. I will grab. Oh. Need to get this right here. Okay, so close that, turn the grid back on. You need them to come out right there, which is 1035. Yes, I remembered my book today. I have my notebook. Let me go back over here real quick. We're going to try this. Okay. So I have my notebook. So I'm going to have to write the numbers down for here. Not everything's working correctly, but we'll get there. Yeah, I missed it, but it's definitely going to work in the future. So I will finalize that today after work. It's 1136 by 1087 is the number we're going to handle. Okay. Let's go back to our candle shop. Go back to here. Okay, so he'll be going to the, when we walk out of here, he'll be going to the village. The village. He'll be looking up. And we want him to land at 1136 1087. Okay, so that takes care of that guy. Okay, so the interior is done. We just need to put an outside portal in for him. Okay, so go back out to the village. Pull a candle over here real quick. Out to the village. Going to change the tile set one real quick. Yeah, tile set one, we want it to be, add two more of those. And on tile set 2, we want to add this. Oops, not that. Don't need that much. This is where our door is going to be. Good. Take and draw all this in. Okay, then we just need to put our back here, back to our collision. That is odd. Oh, because we changed it, that's why. Okay. Change it to where our collision's here. That's why there's so few. Put our time warp block in. Take grid off so we can put it halfway. Okay. Back on. Let's fix this one. He's going to be looking down. We want him to go to candle. Oh, we forgot to write down numbers of where we want him to land inside candles. So let's take a look. Get back on. Try right there. Is 103. 103 by 39. I had to look. I'm not sure if these have to be in matrix or not, or properly on a within a block, or it can be on the edge of a block. I'm trying to figure that one out. To me, it's just a coordinate, so I don't think it should have a problem. But every now and then, what I found is when I do get the build working, when OBS isn't on and OBS isn't crashing, and I get the warps working, because they do work. For some reason, every now and then, they get caught and just literally shoot back and forth between the buildings. Then it shoots it back to the starting point, which I find very odd. But we'll figure that out at some point. I don't know that much about the program. Greetings. We're in ads at the moment, yes. Geeking out again and forgetting. Yes, I am geeking out again and forgetting. But I am working on a solution. So I am working on a solution. I will be adding a noise to tell me. And it's going to say, is this Fortnite? No, it is not. And it should be finished. Oh yeah, we got it working as an overlay for the ads to show up. Nice. It's half working. I actually manually went in and flipped it back over to this page. I have to remove the old ad system in order to let this ad system work, because I'm kind of halfway between them. I was only working on the new ad system this morning. So we will hopefully have that all fixed and working by tomorrow. I really like that, even if I can't stay all the time. Oh, cool. Okay, so now we have this. We need to put our collision in, because it's also our collision map. So object wall. Let's drop him here. What we can do with these is, I think I just grab them and put them all the way across like that. That way he can't walk around them. Go back to our instance. We grab this object, that one. So our collision back. Not sure how we moved our collision there, but okay, did it. So we have another building done. Come on. Oh, we gotta go back to instance for that one. Not the tree. Move the tree out of the way. That's what we want. Now we can delete that because we don't need it no more. And we have yet another building done. We do have to set up all of our collisions, though. We haven't done that. We have 2 of them done. Go ahead and do that real quick because that's not going to take time at all, and we're already on the collision window. So object wall. Done. Next one. Object wall. Done. Next one. Object wall. Done. This is just so that when we're in the town, we don't walk through buildings. We can walk around them. We cannot walk through them. They don't like being walked through. Like ghosts. Ghosts hate it when you walk through them. Okay, so those are our finished buildings. I think we have a couple more up here. There's still, yeah, collision. Okay. And then this part. Are stable. Are we stable? I don't know. Okay, so those are the ones that are all finished. Anything not covered? No, everything has its collision. That is all good stuff. We'll have to move. Yeah, we'll move the jump points to the collision window. So the collision section later. So all right, we're going back down here. What are we after again? We are going to pottery shop. Is this one right here? In here. We can do all the exterior stuff right now, actually. Let's just do that. Let's start with our paint up. Which is our tile set 1. No, it's tile set 2, actually. Let's see. That tile set 2. Yes, I know there's a fill tool. I'm aware. Okay, go back to tile set 1 and put these right here. So that when we drop these on tile set 2, you can see through them. That is our little doorway. Very cool. We will not put our collision in yet or our teleporter in yet. We need to make another room first. Is for pottery. Let's call them RM Pata. Pata doesn't need to be massive. It needs to be, we'll go 208. No, we want it longer on the width. Let me look at my number chart here. So we want to do this. What is our 300 mark? It's 304. So we want it to be 304 wide. And 208, 208, 208 tall. Yeah, that's a good size. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. But, oh, because we have to turn this to 16s. Okay, yeah, so we got perfect squares there, 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 and there. Good, good, good. To go here, we need to tile set in. Tile set goes in front of background. Add the tile set. Okay, we're all good. Do a fill this. Our outline. A three-pronged door at the top. Okay. All right. So this is the pottery barn, basically. So we'll do this. Using the stuff we have, we need a big old kiln. We use these as kilns. They'll put 2 kilns in. In fact, we'll put 3 in. Oh, we need some cooking areas for heating up things that are needed. 1 for each. That one there. Okay. Bum, 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 bum. Need the display. They don't need a, well, they probably should have a really display size. Okay. And then another display case over on this wall. Okay. And shelves, just basic shelves everywhere. Got a lot of stuff to show off. There you go. Yep. Okay. All done. We need to add our collision. Object wall. Helps if you actually pick the right thing. With our object walls, and now we need our warp block. And our door. Okay. Okay, well, I didn't copy it. Okay, do that in a second. Go back over here, see what's up with you guys. What are we making? Okay, we're just, is it a buffet? No, it is not a buffet. It is pottery. Yes, it is pottery. I'm curious. You may have answered this before. But why do you place the warp block halfway into the door? Because in the things that I watched, you want it appeared that that was the best place. That's where everybody was setting them, and why? And I'm not sure why. It may be. I'm testing it now because my theory was that I wanted to make sure that they walked as close to the wall as possible before porting out. But I don't know. It just seemed like the right thing to do. But I can try it either way. I am new to this program, so I may do some stupid things because I am a semi-stupid human. Semi. Okay, fine. I'm stupid. Okay. Good. So we need the coordinates in the village for the where the potter goes. Coordinates will be about there. Let's go back to this. Do not need that. So we go to the instance. We'll go here. We write down one. Okay, that's not where. Here we'll put them there. So 1351 I1121. Go back to Apata. Okay, so that is done. We're all good for that one. Close that. Go back outside of the village. Put our on our collision. We put our block. I'll do some tests. If it works better the other way, I'll do it the other way. Okay, let's see. Oh, I'm very new to game design. I was just wondering how to learn from what you're doing. Take advantage of your experience. My experience in this is very, very low. I did one tutorial on it, and we've managed to get pretty far on my one little tutorial. I am starting another tutorial very soon, and that will hopefully give me a lot more ammo in this particular thing so that we can do a lot more. Right now we're just kind of building out our world, and this is our little village. For those of you that are new, this is our village. I'm trying to get it in here before it goes to a commercial. But this is our little village. These are our buildings that are done already. We're working on this one. We have 2 more to do. So yeah. Let me see how long it says for this. We got some time here. Make this a little bit smaller. Oh, something screwed up. Okay. Thank you for joining. I mean, to me, it's just, we actually, for Iraq ATK, we actually started out in Miro. Here's how we designed what our world was going to be in the first place. So we have our forest and our city and our mine levels. And then all of our mine levels are over there. But this is what we started out with, is we just kind of put everything in in Miro and mapped it out before even going to the game engine. And that's something I would suggest to do. So when you go through the door, it looks like they walk into the gap rather than teleporting, just getting near it. So it simulates the doorway. Yes. Not a heart. You're awesome. You're joy. Well, thank you. I guess it would be visibly indicated to the player. Yes. That's exactly what I'm trying to do, is make it visible, visual. Go back. Since he's on there now. So it looks like the new system is kind of working. We are in ads, but we also are still on a live screen as opposed to the other way, which isn't Switch. I will consolidate that later today to make it a lot better. But yeah, cool. Turn our game maker back on. Also, I'm still just learning even the other stuff that like the OBS and stuff like that, because we have some problems today. Make this bigger. Oh wait, that's the wrong one. I need this one bigger so I can read what you guys are writing. Love the Happy Little Trees. Yeah, those have been with us from the very beginning of the stream. They're actually emotes that you can get. I was thinking of maybe having a Discord segment for us yearlings to share music apart from the weekly albums. What do you think? I'll think about it. I think it's a good idea. Here, we're in commercial now. Let me look at Discord real quick. That would be under fun things. Just can view the channel, message, send message in threads, create public threads. Yeah, that's okay. Okay, you have your music channel. Go. It's called Music to My Ears. Okay, we're back. Pirateer Frank, you have your music channel. Let me know if there's any problems, because I kind of put it together quick. It did end up in the right place. No, yeah, I did. Yes, it ended up in the right place. So, okay, let's get back to where we were. We are now going to, we need to finish this. So we need to go back inside our Potter, get a coordinates. It is 13735. That's where we're going to put it for now. And then let's go back to the village. Open this guy up. Open these up. Drop some code in there. We want it to go to Potter. Going to go to the Potter, which hopefully will show up. Want them looking down when they go in there. Correct. And we want the numbers to be 137. 3735. Okay. So another completed building, except for the collision, which we will fix in a moment. We need to remove that first. Go back to the collision layer, grab our wall, and we forgot to turn our grid back on. Okay, there we go. Back to our instance, go back to this and turn it on, kill it. Okay. We've got 2 more buildings, and then we need, I need to this weekend make sure that I get all of the build stuff working. There's got to be a setting somewhere that I have screwed up to where it locks up OBS because of the graphics or something. I'm trying to figure it out, but we'll work it out. It must be around 2:30. Yep, it is. We usually get vitamin D around 2:30. Wow, you guys just went right in there and said, here, have some music. Is the 80s song I really enjoyed. Cool. Piano, Another Life. I don't know if I know that song. Outrun Remix. Don't know if I know either one of those. Okay. This is going to be a little bit more involved because this one's the town hall. So that we're going to probably spend a lot of time in there. So we might want to do that one tomorrow and go ahead and build the temple first. This is going to be our temple. Now he has the old road for, let's go to our map. He has the old road going out the side. So we only want one, I think we only need one back door to the church or whatever. We'll call it synagogue for now, or whatever. We can call it our religious building. How about that? We're going to have, we'll make a full like altar of steps coming in type thing. That's pretty good. Let's grab that one. Okay. So I think that works. And we can go ahead and do our fill it. Okay. So that is all set. We need our actual doorway, since it's a double doorway, as they always are. I don't know why, but they always are. Z is supposed to be on the second tile set. We'll go from there to there. Yeah, that'll work. Go back to this layer, put this in here. So you got the impression that there's a door there. Good. You can do the same thing up here. Go ahead and put that in now. It's just the minister's door so he can get in and out when nobody's looking. Just kidding. Okay, so that's all good. Go ahead and I think we can go ahead and remove this now. We don't really need it, but we won't put the collision in case we don't finish the actual interior. Oh, but okay. Also, for those of you that are new, if you have not seen the Savvy Otter's interpretation of our town, please go into our Discord and follow the link. It's really, really cool. She basically took our base design and went into The Sims and built the town, which I thought was really, really cool. So if you see like how we've set up our town and all the buildings that are in it and all the things that are there, she built most of them in the Sims engine, and it was, and then just talks through them and talks her way through them to explain what she did, why, and how, and it's really cool. So please go to that. I'm going to think about another Discord where I put up links that are stuff that you guys made, and we're going to start with hers. I'll be the only one to be able to put something up in those links, but I think it would keep it a lot cleaner. So let's see let me think about that and how to do that so it looks good. Are you doing the game jam or working on something else? It's just us having fun. It's just I was just showing how with very little money but a lot of time, you can use things that are available to you to make a game. So that was it. We used Miro to do the basic design doc for it. We've put it together. This is our 14th day, I think, actually working on it. We spent a couple hours on it a day. But we started out with this, is we put this board together here where we start out with, in all honesty, we start out with these three characters. You know, the main character is a 10-year-old boy, his grandfather, and then his grandfather's brother, who's a twin to the grandfather. One is good, one is bad. You know, and then we just started building this out where this is the forest where the boy and the grandfather live. This is their house. In our game, their house looks like this here. This is their house with grandpa's room and, oh, sorry, I'm not on the right screen. This is their house with grandpa's room and the boy's room and their little kitchen. And here's the boy right now. He's just a dot, you know, and then the outside forest looks like this, where grandfather's house is down here. You know, and then this is a quick mock-up forest. And then if you look at the Miro board, it's all the same buildings are on there inside the forest. And that was the point, we mapped all this stuff out before we even went to an engine, you know, and we've only been playing in the engine now since last Monday, or I think, yeah, so last Monday. So we've only been in the engine for a couple hours a day for the last 9 days. So isn't a free version, you get a lot. Yeah, the free version of Miro will give you a lot, you know, especially if you're just throwing ideas. You're literally throwing ideas on the board and working them out and seeing if they work. And that's what we did. Who is your artist that drew the sprites? I did them, and they're crappy, and I did them literally in 5 minutes. So as far as the trees and stuff like that, and the stuff that's in Twitch, yes, I did all those. You know, I just threw them together at night when I wasn't streaming. I don't have an artist yet, and that's kind of the point. Is I was trying to show that you can build your world, just basically block it out without art, without anything else. You don't have to make a decision as to what world you're in. You don't have to make a decision as to what kind of trees grow in the world you're in. You don't have to make any of those decisions. All you have to do is say, okay, let me build it and see what it's going to look like, how it's going to feel, how it's going to play. And that's what we're doing here. So we are building basically our mock-up in GameMaker with just literally, if you look here, this is a very like stripped down, literally just solid colors for indications as to what's going on and stuff like that. And we built our whole little town out of it. And I throw some trees in just because they make me happy. and happy little trees are always good. So if you look here, we have all of our buildings, and each of those buildings has been built. That's the ones that are kind of gray colored, which is the collision, are all built out nice and happy in our, wow, really zoomed into all kinds of weird stuff. Oh, it's because you have to actually click on it, Joe. And you have to hit the right button. Some reason they like you to hit the right button. Never understood that one. So all of our rooms are here. Let's close that. We don't need that open anymore. This one is our barbershop. This one is our tailor. This one is our blacksmith. This one is our bakery. This one is our butcher shop. This one is our boarding house. We have a restaurant. We have a grocery store. We have a stable. And this is the carpenter shop. So yeah, and those are all the places in our village. So that's all these ones that are already done here. Yeah. What's this called? Might need to use it. And in regards to, what do you mean, what's this called? I just wanted to say I am enjoying using Miro so much. I used it on stream with chat, and we used it to add to my existing game ideas. I'm finally able to organize my 5 years of ideas for my game. I can't thank you. You're very welcome. I look forward to playing your game when you're done. That's awesome. That's the whole point of this is, look, and I know that I get a moment on this, is use the tools you have, create the game you want to do. You know, if all you have is a pencil and paper, sit down and, instead of the Miro board, write it on a piece of paper. Get a big piece of graph paper and write it on a big piece of graph paper. It's going to be cool. You know, get it all done. I mean, like the theory behind what I said about with this, where we're technically using Post-its. You don't have Miro? If you have some Post-its, use Post-its. Write your stuff and put it on the wall. Organize it all on the wall. You know, Post-its stick to the wall quite nicely. You know, and they come off without damaging it. So it's something that you really should think about. What's this called? Might need to use it. This is called Miro, the one we're looking at now, which is it's an online bulletin board type thing where you can put a bunch of stuff in and build. I used it to build projects. So like we have our whole design for our quick design for our little city and town. We have all of our mines laid out, kind of. You know, we did all this stuff in, God, I think it was 4 days or 5 days, something like that. We went through it pretty quick and put it all together pretty quick, and now we're building it. So, you know, we'll take a look at Miro. The other one is Game Maker Studio, which is this one. This is Game Maker Studio, for those of you that do not know. Savvy Otter. It is on YouTube. Yesterday's show is on YouTube. I now have a way to upload them all. If you look under the playlist on YouTube called Game Dev, all of them should be up there now. I may have to change one, but the rest of them are up there. I drew the sprites, and like I said, they were all real quick. You know, because what I was trying to explain, even with the sprites, is you really don't need your final artwork. You don't need your final character. You don't need anything because you're not there yet. Build your world first, and then that'll help you tell the stories you want to tell. Happy trees are happy. We got happy regular trees and we happy snow trees. So we got some seriously happies, but all the icons that are in, all the emotes that are in Twitch, I drew them all. It was just throw them together, draw them. You know, that are things that I took pictures of, or, you know, Like my Cobra, I took a picture of the Cobra. I used a picture from the Cobra. This conversation reminds me of Rick Rubin's The Creative Act, A Way of Being. I never read that. I'll have to. Is that a book? Prodigy Daughter. I'm asking the question to you as to whether the Creative Act, is that a book? Oh, it is a book because someone just said, I love that book. I will check it out. Why can't I just anticipate the button I want to press? Because it doesn't work that way. I love the trees so much. Well, thank you very much. I put them together in Photoshop because somebody said we need happy trees. We also have happy clouds, which are also available in your icon area or in your emote area. So your channel, your inner Bob Ross. Yeah. And it was, the thing is all the emotes that we put together, I think 70 or 80% of them were things that the yearlings here on this channel came up with. Okay, all you guys that are new, if you're asking me a question, please put an @YourJoy at the front of it so I know that you're directing something to me, because we get a wall of text sometimes, and I'm not sure if you're asking me something or if you're asking someone else something. Yeah, her video was really, really good. Savvy Otter's video was really, really good. I'm glad you liked it. You know, and the work that she put in just building everything. And it was, I'm gonna freak out again. It was basically, she took this and built a Sim City, a city in the Sims, or a city block in the Sims from it. And that's really cool. I think that's awesome. My game from Pirate Jam 15 still doesn't have music, and likely 90% of the art is missing, but it's a labor of love, and I keep where to go. I keep expanding it. Sadly, I've had to pull out of 16 to make time for job search, but I have, yeah, just keep the ideas going though. You know, you can do your job search, and you can even have another job and do this as a labor of love at night. That's fine. It's a book. Thank you. He worked with Black Sabbath and many other musicians. Cool. Yeah. Ads will be coming in 2 minutes. Okay. I can't code, but I can sim. Yes, and you can very well. Savvy Otter says, I can't code, but I can sim. Yes, she can, and she does a really, really good job. Check out her video. You have a name for your game so far. We've talked about a couple names. This is there's our name list here. These are the things that we're working on. We don't have a final name. You know, for Game Maker, just for my sanity, I just called the file Toby because it made me laugh. So technically, we haven't come up with the perfect name yet, but in as my file name, I call the file Toby. So I've already won both jams. I've learned new stuff. Yeah, learn all the time. Always keep learning. Full beans. Yeah, I will check out that book, Prodigy Daughter. I will check it out. Copy. Let's go back to our design room. Look at that. Huh. See, I learn all the time too. Like I'm learning how to do things in OBS, like doing the ad zombies and stuff like that. And putting them in there. You always have to. I'm a big proponent of just keep learning. Always keep learning. Back down to the bottom. Brok is a dwarf that crafted all the legendary weapons of the gods, such as Thor's hammer, Mera. Since your game is still in the furnace, Brok's Forge for a name. Oh, that's a cool name. You can add it as a thought. Put that there. I think you could, but it has to be within the Sims world, which would be interesting. But yeah, I mean, for prototyping stuff like that, I'm trying to encourage people to use what they have. You know, don't because one of the questions that came up, and one of the things that was on my mind at the time was, I talked to a lot of people that are just like, well, I don't have that program, I don't have this, you know, whatever. I'm like, do you have a pencil and paper? You know, every single computer, every single PC comes with paint. You know, because like even the tile set that we use, it could have been put together in paint. It's not a difficult tile set. You know, you can just put a green. You know, obviously you have to leave the one empty, but if all you're doing is something basic like blocking something out, then just I like put some more smiley trees in there for all the little ones that are over here. You know, and then everything else. Okay, here's my solid greens. Here's a solid brown. You know, here's all the stuff for the walls. Uh, or if I need one, here's our water. It was all about just simplifying. Here's our door indents, you know, for each direction. And then here's all of our transitions between to kind of smooth things out so it's not all blocky. And then originally I had made a bed this way, but found out that it's better to make a bed as a sprite. And here's our little oven, our little stove tops. And originally this here was supposed to be um, a table. But what it ended up being is we use it for all kinds of things, and we use pieces of it here and there for anything that we're building. Like these here are their furnaces, you know. Here they're oh, we're using that one. Here are their tables. It can be furnace, it can be anything, or display counters. They're displays for clothing here. You know, because it doesn't matter. We're just blocking out our town. We're just putting in building a situation where our we can get a feel for what the town is. Is the distance too big? Are the rooms too big? All that kind of stuff. And yeah, it's all fun stuff with very simple tools. Very simple. Because all of these use the exact same tile set, which helps quite a bit. You know, and if we need anything, we just build it onto the next part. You know, because I'm sure these tile sets will get massive later, but right now it's just okay. Can you move around the town? When you're doing mini games and things like that, a designer, or three would just grab 4 to 5 days, go into a room and explain how to play the game. That ripped a piece of paper, some dice, and maybe a deck of cards to walk through a concept of the game. Yeah. I mean, I've worked with some designers that those design parties can become quite passionate. And through my years of doing games, I've seen a lot of them become extremely passionate, and I've seen some fists fly a couple times, and it happens. So, oh, what was the game that was made entirely out of scribbles on pen and paper? The devs guys, I don't know what it was, but it awesome. I've thought about that too. I was even joking a couple weeks back where, we could just get graph paper and draw things on there and then scan them in and use them. Doesn't matter. The the trick, the thing I want you to walk away with is the only thing stopping you from starting your game right now is you. And why are you doing that? Oh, I don't have this, I don't have that. I told the story of when I was at Blizzard, we would had this thing called slash lunch, and slash lunch. Those of us that had been there 20 years or more would put our name in, and then HR would randomly pick people from throughout the company, 3 people from throughout the company, and then we would go to lunch with them. We would talk to them and answer questions and all that. It was very, very free form, very nicely done. And I would every now and then I'd come across someone that goes, I really want to be like, say, a designer. I really want to be a designer, and I want to design games, and this is what my life's goal is, and all this. I'm like, okay, well, what have you designed so far? And they would say something like, oh, they haven't given me the job yet, so I haven't designed anything. I go, and they won't, because you're not doing it already, you know? And so that has got me thinking about how some people think is just like, oh, well, they have to give me, someone has to give me permission to do it before I can do it. Well, here, you have permission to go do it. Pick up a piece of paper, pick up a pencil, start designing the thing that it is you're trying to get, or you're trying to want. Because if you're waiting for permission, you're never going to do it. Ever if you don't have PC design, yeah, even if you don't have a PC, design a companion on a tabletop RPG. Yeah, you can do it all on paper. Game development isn't just video games. That is true. And there used to be a thing about if it wasn't fun on paper, it's not going to be fun on a computer. And that's something to think about. If you're not have if you're building something and you've built it as a tabletop game and it's not fun, putting it on a computer ain't going to make it funner. Okay, I guess a lot of this isn't to me because I don't see any year joys on here. Ah, here's one. Did you actually get your job at Blizzard because of D&D? Um, yes and no. That's the story has been switched up in time. I got my job at Blizzard because I was a 3D artist. You they didn't find out about D&D or my dungeon master stuff that I was doing or anything like that until after I was hired. But through 33 years of history, the stories have been changed from that time. So basically, it was this: is I was a 3D artist working in Hollywood. I was worked for a company called Slade in Beverly Hills, and we did the graphics for the first American Teacher Awards for Disney. We did the graphics for Showtime, for Comedy Club Network, and for a pair of Jokers and stuff like that. It was a lot of fun. And it was a good time, but it was way too far away from the house because I lived in Orange County and had to drive to Beverly Hills every day for work, which some days the drive was longer than the work. So my wife said, find something closer. And I met Mike and Ellen, and they hired me to do the cars, a 3D render of the cars for rock and roll racing. And that's how I got my job. They were called Silicon and Synapse then. And I did the cars for rock and roll racing, and then ended up staying there for 23 and a half years. So So, but Alan like had said a while because he saw me drawing some maps up for some stuff for Dungeon Master, which was an old game on the Commodore 64. And he goes, "What are you doing?" I go, "I'm just drawing maps for Dungeon Master and doing stuff like that." And he's like, I didn't know you did that." I go, "Yeah." I go, I try to map out all the games that I'm playing at home and trying to figure out what's there and how it works and stuff like that." He goes, "If I would have known that, we would have hired you sooner." So that's the story then became, oh, he played D&D, so he got his job at Blizzard. That was not the case. I got my job at Blizzard because I was a 3D artist. That the acknowledgement of playing dungeon games is came later. I'm glad you're enjoying doing your game dev stream. It's cool to see how it's done. It is, but I do find, and I think it's just because of the way I work and because we only do it a couple hours a day. I do find sometimes that I'm like, am I boring the crap out of these people? Because I don't mean to, but maybe I should have, maybe when we did our design, I should have built something smaller, but I got kind of carried away with the design because that's actually fun. It's a fun part of it. Mm. I also, I realize that there's a whole lot of repeating that goes on as well that I have to get used to. So, but we will endeavor, we shall move forward. Let us go back to our village. We have a temple to build. That's a good sized temple. So let's go to rooms. We need to add a room. We're just going to call it a temple. Obviously, all this stuff can be changed later. Oh, because we need to build another area where the crypt is. Keep forgetting about that. Not bored at all. This is a helping giving me confidence to start myself. Okay, cool. I mean, please, please go out and start something. Please. Please use this. I mean, even if it's not in games, what is the one thing that you've been thinking about forever that you want to do, but you keep putting off? Do it. Have fun with it. Why am I on restaurant? I want temple. Temple. Okay. So the temple's got to be pretty big. So it'd be double the size of a regular building, yet, and longer. So if we make it, let's see, how deep was, I won't do it that way. Continue this out. We're going to make it 300 wide. And I hate when that does that. We'll go by 300 because of the orientation. 300 by 800 maybe. So 800 wide because of the orientation by 300 and say 304. Okay. Let's see how that looks. No, that's too thin. Okay, so let's increase the height to 416. Oh, that's a little bit better. Take a look at one more number. I think we're gonna let's try 480. Okay, yeah, that's good. That is good. Okay, let's get all this stuff in. Okay. Enable view. That on this on, make this visible. Consistency and size on this, so it's 288 by 216. And we made changes. I need to figure out how to make a variables page where we can change things quickly. But we'll worry about that later. We're gonna follow our little guy. This is 144 by 108. Okay, so our basic is done here. We now have the shape, the size, and all that. We need to add a tile set, and of course we're going to use our mocked up tile set. Muckety muck muck. And I think for like if we were going to do a final, we would in this particular case, I think we would use like marble or something or some kind of stone for the bottom. I'm glad you cleared all the story about how you got the job at Blizzard. I remember hearing about the story from Thor, and it sounded insane at first, but something seemed off when I thought about it. Yeah, I applied for a job, and I had the skill set to do it. If they knew that I did those other things, Alan always said that they would have hired me sooner, but you know what? I think they hired me at the right time, and we did some great work together. Not boring at all. I don't have a great relationship with my dad. Listening to you enjoying every day and feels like I'm getting the advice I never grew up with. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, being a dad is very difficult. And something that I was scared to death to do. And my ex-wife will contest to this. When before Thor was born, I was scared to death to be a dad. I was raised in a really horrible environment. Back then it was believed that if you were raised in a horrible environment, then you're going to make a horrible environment for your kids. But what I learned was this and I've said this on the stream, and this is part of the advice that I give people all the time. You can change your world by changing your mind. I changed my mind about being the person I was as a child. I changed my mind about being the person that I had become because of my childhood. I changed my mind and I learned. And I think that both Thor and Loki turned out very, very well, but being a dad and dadding is very difficult, and especially for people that are just not ready for it. I will always, like I always say, you know what, default to the dad first, when it comes to all kinds of things, and give them first right of refusal, so to speak, because it's a very, very hard job. My 16-year-old makes games in Roblox and codes in Lua because I told him how easy it is, and he now has 3 years experience at making his own music for them in Florida studio. That's awesome. Good for him. When you start designing a zone out and go through the entire thought process, which is quite interesting to watch, it shows a lot of experience where a lot of us would get stuck on details that you just roll over with these. Yeah, because details aren't important at this stage. So trust us on this one. You're not boring us. Yeah, details, in all honesty, sometimes if you throw details in too early, they will slow you the hell down. Like I told the story about this guy that wrote me a couple months back. It was before we started the stream. He had wrote me and said, I'm trying to budget out. He was trying to budget out the game he wanted to make. And he was in one of the things that he was trying to budget out was making sure the game had the ability for colorblind people to see. And I'm like, why? Why are you doing that now? And what I meant by that is this is when you make your core game, you make your core game. If you're making your core game and you're thinking about things that could be add-ons later, it's going to slow you down. I'm not saying that what you want to put in there isn't important. I'm saying that worrying about that and trying to figure out costs and budgeting for that kind of stuff before you've even made the game is wasting your time and will slow you down to no end because there'll be 1,000 little things like that. You know, because once you make your game, you can go back and say, okay, I'm gonna hire that programmer and he's going to program a filter for the whole game so that colorblind people can see. Done. You know, but it gives you two big points on that. Number one, you're not worrying about it right now. Number two, your game will be out and you'll have money coming in to be able to add those things on, those kind of things on. And that's that to me is more important than as someone who was blind. It is more important to me that the game be right and the game be good before you start thinking about all those extra add-ons you want to add to it. You're the top 3 streamer in. Am I really? People brought this up before. We were in the top 3 the first day we started this, which first day I found a way, figured out how to do the category stuff. You know, but that's hilarious to me. My favorite so far is if you go back and watch last Friday's, we had a guy come on that just berated me to no end, and it cracked me up. You know, I give him a lot of balls for coming in and doing that. That was pretty funny. Let's see where we're at. Okay. Oh. Yeah, checking. Oh, got ads coming soon according to my alert system. Let's go back. See, I have to turn off the switchover that was put in before. We'll do that. I will disengage that later, but because I kind of like this better where it comes up while we're talking. Bubba wouldn't know how difficult it is. This reminds me of a tech nerd version of holding the light for dad while he fixes the car. That is true. It kind of does have that feel, doesn't it? The top 3 streamers. Okay, well, not sure why, but yeah, we'll get there. I'm at work right now. This is from Dave's Art Corner. I'm at work right now, but hearing you talk about your experience and working on your game is like listening to really calm podcasts. Real calming. Yeah, people have said that before. I guess I have a calming voice. I don't know. We will see. Yeah, it's easy. It's a good point. Arak Act. Ara. I'll call you Ara. Ara is correct. It's easy to change colors at the end. You know, you can make all kinds of changes at the end. You know, very, very easy to do. But there's a lot of those little things. As I always tell people, there's a finite number of problems in game design, in making games. We make them infinite. And there's a lot of people out there that are in the game industry that will make a single problem into 20 problems and just drive you crazy with it. When it's just like, can I just paint that blue? No. We have to have a committee talk about what blue it is and blah blah. Oh, please, geez, kill me. Yeah. I remember once we were in a meeting, and the Blizzard logo was on the screen, and all Mike said was, is that the right color blue? Because he looked at it and it looked off, and it was the projector that was the problem. It wasn't the logo itself. And the artist went absolutely apeshit, and they went and made like 15 different versions of different color blues for the logo, and came back the next time and said to Mike, basically, okay, here's all the blues. Which blue is the right blue? And Mike's just like, I was just making a comment. You didn't have to go do all this. Yeah, but that was, think about how much time was wasted just making 15 different color blue logos for just an offhand remark that really didn't mean anything. Why do you work on my personal side project? Okay. Why do I work on okay. Why do I work on my personal side projects? Because I am sick of having to have 3 emails and 2 meetings so I can do anything. What bugs me is people hire me for my experience, then ignore it. Oh yeah, that happens all the time. Or you come into a new team that believes they don't need you and don't want you. That happens all the time. It's like, okay, you know, I'll be over here. If you guys, when you need me and you want me, I'm over here. Thank you, War Song, for the follow. You from the War Song clan? Yeah. So, yeah. Okay. Where were we? We were building a temple, a temple, the temple. This is our temple. It doesn't look that impressive. Let's put some things in there. We need, okay. Do we want a long temple or do we want, because of our chair orientation, let's do this. Go to our instance. We need to move our tile set down. Our instance, we're gonna not use pews. We're gonna use chairs. Wish there was a way to just draw them on. Is there? Let's see what we can do. Oh, I forgot to do something. I always do that. I always forget to make this 16 by 16, which just tells me that this room is huge. Okay, can I just do this? Let me see if I drop that and I click on it. Can I do that? No, that just makes it a fat chair. That sucks. So what if we do that? Can we go? Oh, that does something for the eyes, doesn't it? Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this room is way too big. Let's bring it down a notch. We're gonna take it to 600 by 320. Try that. Yeah, that looks a little bit more. I mean, our chairs are a little bit small, but that's okay. It's like an evangelist. Okay, we got a bunch of seats. I think the room is too big, but oh well. Oops. There's one set of seats. But I wish you could. No, you can't. Oops. Okay, this sucks. Is there a way to select all? Center fit? Okay, that's not what I was. Do not seem to be tools for this. Hmm. So you would think that they would have a select a bunch of objects, move them type thing, but doesn't look like they do. Here's my tip. Your personal projects, as your choice said, count. Doing things in the area of your job you want to count. That is way too many chairs. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. So 72 chairs. Yeah. Okay. Our room is too big. So 400. By 280. Try that. Yeah, that's a little bit more in control. Because what we can do is oh, that's an interesting tool. That I did not know about that. Okay, let's stop this. Okay, apparently if you hold Alt down, you can just paint with something with your so here's what I'm going to do. I have a come on. Oh, we got some doubled up ones there. A lot of doubled up ones. Every time I click on one that doesn't disappear, it's because there's a second one underneath the one that we just deleted. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this a lot easier on my brain so that we don't have to do it this way. Actually, I can just do this, can't I? Can I select them all here? I can. And they're gone. All right, let's do this again. So what I'm going to do is this, is I'm going to use the map, our tile set. I'm going to set some things up. So the first thing I'm going to set up is we need our individual tool. We put our altar up here. And then also be here like this and across this way like this. So this is where the altar and all that stuff will be. there, there, and then boom. Since we don't have a set religion for this, it's just boom. That's just what our altar is going to be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's do that. Let's fix that one more here. This way. That there. Big old altar. Blah, 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 blah. Now, what we're going to do is this, is we're going to put seating in. Put 2 rows of seating in. This is going to become important real in a minute. 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's bring this one out a little more. Now that I know the secret, 1, 2. So we can take this guy over. One more. Leave 2 in the middle for walking purposes. Walking porpoises. Now we can go back to our sprite. We can pick our chair. We can take our chair onto here because these are where our chairs are going to sit. Oh, sorry, we're going to be here. Now, if we hold Alt down, we can draw in all the chairs for this section. So these are where all the people sit. No, our chair is not oriented in the right direction. Yes, I know that. Okay. Just grouping them all together. Okay, so that's where all the people sit. We have a, go back to our tile set. We can have a vestibule back here where people come in. Cool. And then hat racks and all that stuff back there. A little room up here so the minister guy can jump around. Jump around. Not there, and then our doorway kind of is here. Coat rack girl could be over here. Do we'll put one coat rack girl here. Oops, sorry. Must be an instance. Got her here. Got him here. We got mom and pop up here. Okay. That is our ministerial building. Yes. Now we can take and go back to our tile set and remove our guides. Now it just looks like we were brilliant. Good. Okay. Well, looky there. Okay, you guys are talking awesome. Okay, where are we at? 7 minutes before that. Oh, wow. Oh, we got a lot done today. Okay, let's get our, we need our second instance in. Grab that. This will go, this is our walls. Name walls. Then we need our second tile set. That needs to go underneath this one. Let's go back to our first tile set. Put our doors in. Back to our second tile set. Add our tile set. Right there, perfect. Perfect. There's our door. Need another door over here. second tile set, so let's put that there. Go to the first tile set. Up here and add a door. Yep, that works too. And then back to our first tile set, let's connect all these. We might put a door on this side at some point, but right now we're not going to. Okay. So there we have it. We have a temple. We have lots of chairs in the temple. They can be moved around and we will orientate them later. But the goal was to just get it kind of in and going. So let's go, and we need to build on our walls. Put our walls in. I wonder. Put this down. Oh, see, undo. We can pick this, and I keep forgetting to change this to 16. Okay, let's try this again because it looked like it will work. So let's go with our alt trick. Yeah, you can just paint it in as opposed to the other way. It's just kind of working for me. Okay. Also put some here. Awesome blossom. Only thing I don't like about it is it builds so many. It doesn't like just continue it on. And I don't know if that's going to have memory repercussions later. So we're gonna I think we're gonna drop some of these. Let's here's why. It's because I'm really very, very concerned about it messing with memory. So let's do this. We're going to start over. We're going to start in this corner. We're going to do the drag thing. See, because that gives us one for each wall as opposed to a single one for every block. That just seems like a waste of a bad memory choice. Now you're probably thinking to yourself, well, why don't he just grab it and turn the corner with it? Because you can't. It will only make blocks, big blocks. So it will do it this way, and it will be fine. Do our doors alone, of course. Also, so our main character won't walk through a wall and out into nowhere. We go. Same thing with only this many objects instead of with only 8 objects as opposed to 40 or whatever it was, 50. I don't know. It just seems more efficient to me. And while we're on our walls, we will put our warp in. Turn our grid off. Good. It goes to the village. Where does it go in the village? Let's go back out here. Zoom in here. We want to put them probably about there. Get them out of this. Let's go back to instance. So 140, 1480, 712. 1480, 712. And when he goes out, he should be looking left. Okay. All right then. That's our out. We need an in now. You come in, where do we want you to stand? We want you to stand and deliver your money or your life. 39, 140, 39, 143. It's interesting how the names don't come up immediately. Go in, we want you to look right. Okay then. Number this one. So 320, 320 by 30. And be looking down. So that is correct. One more to go. Going to the village, he'll be looking up. That is correct. Need our number. 1809555. 9. Village up. Okay, good. Alrighty then. Okay, so our temple is done. Cool. Put our collision outside the building so people doesn't walk into the side of the building. Okay. So our temple is done. We have one building left to build, which is our mayor, our town hall type thing. But all our buildings are in, all our doors are in, all of our stuff is in here. We got this, these, all of our Rooms are in stores, churches, boarding rooms, restaurants, or stores. So all that, and that's, that's quite a bit. Got quite a bit done. Okay, let me go over here. Good afternoon, Earjoy. Hello, chat. Hello, not much. Oh, cool. There's some good conversation going on here. Hopefully, everybody's being kind to each other. Well, okay. What time is it? Oh, and we're already late. We're late, but we got some good stuff done today. We a lot of talking. We got 1, 2, 3 buildings done. We only have one more building to build, and then we'll start talking about. I'll build that building tomorrow. I need to fix the audio, whatever the audio issue is going on with the game. So I need to fix that so that we can play tomorrow. So I wanted to be able to, you guys to be able to see the outro, the complete outro to Rock and Roll Racing, because I don't think we, I think an ad came and a bunch of other stuff came and screwed that kind of all up. So let's call this a save. Let's save. I have been hitting Control S quite a few times while we're doing all this stuff, but always a big save at the end is always good. Let's go back to me for a second. Hello, it's just me. I have selective hearing. Sorry, you were not selected today.